How we doing tonight? It's been a long day at work, but thought I'd get the BMW M3 engine swap review handled. Um, we are hopping into the stock engine variant first, just like we normally do. There's a little difference here in that the engine swap is for one of the race motors, and there's not a lot you could do to it. So I've been trying to keep the format of the engines the same, like if there's superchargers or turbos or whatever, but it really wouldn't have been fair. So the factory engine M3 is naturally aspirated, but you're allowed to do high compression pistons and bore out the cylinders and stroke it and that sort of thing. That wasn't really an option with the race engine, but you were able to put a turbocharger on it. This car sounds great. Inline 6 is just purring. One of the things I noticed on this setup is, and it was just by accident, but the exhaust pipes were different on the M3 versus the engine swap variant. I actually wanted to go back and see if they changed the pipes after upgrading to race exhaust, because I never really paid attention to it. But I will tell you that the pipes after the engine swap were changed. They had like two massive exhausts coming out of the engine swap variant, and this has the 4 mini pipes. This car is very balanced. It's gone sideways a little bit from time to time, and you just bring it right back in. Just let off the throttle, it comes in line. I didn't notice the weight change on the Z4 motor, the Z4 race motor getting dropped in it, so I don't even know how many cylinders. I don't know if it's a hopped up 6 or if it's a V8. I kind of assume it's a V8. But honestly, that might even be a big assumption. A lot of these cars are going to 2 liters on in the production models, so there was right around 50 performance points difference. So pretty typical of what we've been seeing. Got a little out of hand there. I'm trying to switch up the tracks a little bit too. Gran Turismo, the moneymaker tracks are what people stick with, and it's getting pretty repetitive. So you grind for that million, or 3/4 of a million, or actually it's more than that. No, it's 3/4 of a million. That's about right. Don't do math and drive. So you're grinding out for those big paydays, the hour race and the half-hour races, and there's only three tracks you can really do that way. I haven't been running Tokyo because I haven't been successful at it, and the other ones I know I can make money. close we're getting the top on this car out. I did not adjust the gearing at all. I mean, I put the adjustable gearing in it, but I didn't adjust it. On the Beetle, we had to adjust it pretty aggressively just to get the car to be able to be run. This is a pretty twisty track too, though. We didn't do any aero, so we didn't do the wide body, we didn't do any wings. The way this car is driving, I don't expect the other one to be better. I mean, I expect the other one to be more powerful. But we obviously don't need more power so much. If you're not paying attention, it gets out on you. Dang, a 108. I thought that 112 was decent just because I must have been spinning it a lot harder than I thought. I mean, that's with a spin of 108, so we should be able to crush that, theoretically. I think I should be able to crush that paying attention more so with this car. So this may not be a real fair comparison. Or 208. It's been a long day. I'm tired. Let's hop in the other one and see what it does. 208, time to beat. I'm sure I could beat it with the car we were just in without wrecking it, so. But it's more about the feel than anything. And that car felt really good. It has more than enough power. It has a really nice balance. So we got, oh wow, that's gonna be scary. So we're adding a little over 100 pounds, 120 pounds. So we got a friend with us. We are taking it up about 50% in horsepower. Let's take a quick look at the power curves. Pretty typical to what we've been seeing. It's kind of peaky on the high end. This is a naturally aspirated car, so I'm surprised the torque's falling off like that. Let's go ahead and swap cars to the engine swapped version. This is turbo. So what is this? Does it have displacement on there? P65. I don't know if I'm sure that's just the engine name. I don't quite know what engine this is. I'm not familiar with it. I'm guessing it's a V8, but I mean, it's strictly a guess. 50-50 weight distribution, that's pretty good. You actually want more weight to the back. That's like, most of these performance cars, especially the front engine or, front mid-engine stuff, they rave about 50-50, but you're kind of better off with like 40 to the front and 60 to the rear, where under hard braking, the nose dives, pushes the weight forward, and then you get to turn under braking. So this actually, especially with a turbo car, I'm surprised that the power curve to me looks better. I mean, it's peakier. This should be a beast of a car. I think this is going to be a rough ride, honestly. Are we on the test course? That's not where we want to be. All right, that's better. That would have been and we can definitely beat 208 there. All right. All right. Make sure we're buckled up, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to hit the walls. I wasn't driving that last car thinking, man, I wish I had 50% more power. You hear the chatter of the wastegate. I think this is running a, it sounds like a flat plane V8. I mean, it didn't ruin it. This is the mid-range turbo. I tend to like that more than the high-end turbo. The high-end one, you're just waiting so much. You're waiting so long for the spool that you're just better off. The mid-range turbo just puts the power down when you're driving the car. Like that's where you normally are, is in these mid-range RPMs. So especially on a shorter course like this. Okay. We got a handful. We're spinning. Again, this is just swapping parts. So I put all the parts on I could, but I did not do any kind of tuning to this thing. So whatever it came with is what it's got. This course has a lot of hills that upset the balance of the car. So this is actually kind of a rough test for this car. But the extra power just gives it more opportunity to get upset. But it's so far I'm not missing the yellow one yet. I mean it did not ruin the car to give it the extra power. 120 pounds is not noticeable. Not when you add this type of power to it. I mean, I'm guessing the nose is a little heavier, but it's negligible. I'm sure this is actually a mid-engine car. I don't know 100%, but I'm sure it is. Most cars are now. And that's where they put the engine behind the front wheels. So even though the engine is in the front, it's still considered a mid-engine car. So adding 120 pounds to the engine doesn't really hurt it all that much in terms of balance. But I just lost it there. And that was the gas pedal that did that to me. Let's see if we can get a clean lap. We're not going to beat that time otherwise. But we're 2 seconds off the other time with the spin. I mean, I don't think the 208 was a clean lap, so if we get a perfectly clean lap, it's really not fair to the 6-cylinder. But life isn't fair. So on a tight track like this, the 6-cylinder was pretty sweet, and I liked the sound of it because it definitely felt more like a M3. But if you had something like Spa or Le Mans or something like that where you could like really stretch it out, this car would crush the non-swapped version. And it's doing it without spoiling the handling, which is nice. That's what surprises me more than anything. Hard engine brake in there got us through that corner. Here we go, 205. Not great, not great. I mean, not under warranty anymore. But it's I didn't really like embarrass the yellow car. I think I could have done better because I'm pretty sure I spun or was bumping walls on the hot lap with the yellow car. But a lot of that's just because that course is tight and the hills are flowing so much that, you know, you're getting the chassis flexing, and I mean it may not be flexing, but you got the wheels struggling for contact the whole way around. Fun course. But it's one the M3 engine swap would definitely dominate in a situation where you had longer straights. Here it would have been a closer race to run the two of them together. I don't know. I mean, it would have been down to the driver, really. And me being the same driver, I didn't notice a huge difference. I mean, it definitely had a lot more pull, a lot more power. But on that track, you got to be able to plant that power. So it was a fun place to compare them, and that's one of the cars I'm actually pretty well impressed with, because the engine swap ruined so many of these cars, and that one was built up. There's not, I mean, you can put the high-end turbo, but I don't in most of my cars anyway. But with the way it is, I would run that and be happy to drive it. I think I'll put the aero kit on it and put the wide body on it and that sort of thing, just because of what the car is. But it felt great. Good car. I'm happy with it. But either way, thanks for watching, and have a good night.